my 12-week year. I had actually planned to put week 5 to 8 in one video, but it turned out to be quite a long one, and I always kind of try to have a maximum of 20 minutes on my videos here on YouTube, so I decided to cut it. So here is week 7 and 8. Enjoy! Week 7 is done. I'm really happy about that because, I mean, the week before was meh, so this week was much better. I think I reached like 91% or something like that. So habits wise, it was a really good week. As you maybe can see, my table is gone. I kind of like rearranged a bit the furniture in here, which I really like to do when the spring comes around, or like any kind of change of the seasons. Then I really like to do that. And yeah, what else happened? Well, I got a new goals planner because now that I'm in week 7, I really can see I want to continue with these 12-week years. I think they're challenging but amazing, and I couldn't see how I can continue doing that with the power sheets because just the system is different and I need a little bit more like a flexible approach. So that's why I got this goals planner by Erin Condren, and it is built that you have like 6 goals in here. You have like a goals overview and a goal action plan, then you have like action steps, and then this thing that I'm going to show you was the most appealing for my 12-week year because it's kind of like a weekly check-in. It has like this week's plan, the week of this week, and then how the week went and what I'm celebrating. And for me this is perfect because it has like 18 weeks, so I can do my 12 weeks plus a monthly overview as well. I think the only thing that I kind of like missing, oh, I didn't say that, but in the end there's also like a celebration of this goal. And for me, I decided not to have like for every goal one of these tabs, but like having one 12-week year in one goal section. I decided to use these action steps for the percentages of my habit tracker because I mean, I only do habits. I don't do any kind of like action steps that building up, so that's the way how I decided to use it for at least this goal. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the same for the 12-week year, or if there's a different way to use it. I'm not 100% sure how to do that, but I really like the check-ins, and because I have my habit tracker, I show you that. So at the end of the week, I actually print out my habit tracker and put it in here, and I think this is really lovely. And then here I have all the things that happened that went really well, and then I haven't written down these things yet because I got it pretty late, but I think I will just put in everything that I have so far from the other weeks as well, so they have a bit more compelling place. Everything is in here. All my 12-week years that I'm gonna do will be here, so I actually can do 6 12-week years in this one goals planner, which I think is really cool. So when it comes to the week, I think it went really well. I had like a really upsetting talk with somebody, and I was able to soothe myself. I was like, I had to do different things. I had to cry, I had to journal, I had to do meditation, but I was just happy that I didn't turn to food because that's kind of like my go-to, and also was happy that I didn't have to reach out to somebody else, that I was able to self-soothe. This is something I'm still working on, and I'm very proud of myself, I have to say that. And when in the previous week I kind of like had a bit problems with like getting enough sleep, I definitely did this week really well, going to bed early, having good sleep rhythm, even waking up before the alarm sometimes, so that was really good. I also realized it was at one lunch, and usually now I always have like fruit for lunch. And then there was an interesting thing because I would say I almost never crave food or veggies. They're just there. And usually I always have now a fruit for dessert. I always take with me a fruit for work. But I didn't have any fruit at that particular day. And I was really craving something. I'm like, oh, should I ask my colleague if I can have an orange from her, or and I thought that was so funny. This just doesn't happen a lot, and I'm guessing that's gonna happen more often in the upcoming, maybe not weeks, but upcoming months. And I'm really happy to see where this is going to, and I'm just happy to see that I'm craving more and more healthier foods. Besides of rearranging the furniture here, I also completely decluttered my entrance. Took out everything in a little commode, and there was so much stuff that had no place to go, and some things come back and some things I had to just go. And there was something else I actually bought. So when I was in coaching, I remember at the life coach school they had like I think they called the urge jar. And it is this idea of having like a little jar and marbles, and then every time you dismiss an urge, you put this marble in a jar, and then you try to fill it up to, I think it was like 100 marbles. And I remember you could get that, and it was quite expensive, and I didn't think that would make sense to buy that. But I went to H&M Home, and I got, oh my goodness, I have to show you this little cute vase. It's so cute. It's really small. Like you can see it. and with that I got like coffee beans. Actually had them still, and put them in this little bowl. But I don't use it for like urges. Well, I also use it for them, but for me it's more like a self-care jar, I would say, or tending to my inner child. So every time I do something good for myself, so like doing my morning routine, coffee bean, eating at the table, coffee bean, dismissing an urge to eat food when I wasn't hungry, coffee bean. Yeah, so it's just lovely. And I also like I like the sound of it. Is that very strange? I don't know, but yeah, that thing makes me really happy. I even have like a little glass jar as well that I brought with me to work, and then I have some coffee beans there as well. So when I, for example, do a breathing exercise when I'm stressed, I get a coffee bean. Or if I just went out going around the building just to get some fresh air and just some movement, because I'm kind of like sitting all day long, I also get a coffee bean. So, and then I take them with me home. And I think that sounds so childish, but the thing is, when you see that kind of like getting up and up, I think that's so interesting. It's really satisfying. I don't know why, but yeah, you kind of like really visualize your progress. I'm guessing having like really nice marbles would be fine too. But with the coffee beans, you obviously can put in more. And I think this is now 1 week's of coffee beans. So I'm guessing from what I see, I would need like a month to fill it up. Yeah, so we're gonna just see. You will see when I'm finished, when I have all the coffee beans in there. So that's about week 7. I see you next week for week 8. Week 8, we're done. Oh my goodness. And it was definitely the worst week so far. I have to say I'm impressed that I managed 65% of my habits, because oh god, if I took a look into my 12-week year journal that I'm using all day long, and oh my goodness, I had so many negative emotions in week 8. Like, I felt frustrated, I felt angry, I felt disappointed, I felt so many negative emotions this time, and I also overate several times, and that was a really tough week. I think every second day I wanted to give up completely and throw everything out. I even looked through all my habits and think like, oh, maybe I can just complete some and then do something else. And I realized, oh no, when you look at my habit tracker, they work really well, all these habits. So I thought like, okay, now I can't complete them because they're going really well. And the ones that didn't go well, like for example, my exercise I'm doing, legs up the wall, a somatic exercise that helps you to regulate your emotions. That's one I don't do enough, and that's one I definitely had to keep in my habit tracker. So I didn't change anything. I'm just so proud that I didn't give up, because I was on the verge to do that several times. Yeah, that was week 8 and my camera is dying now. So I think we kind of like end it here, and I see you for the next video. We will go for week 9 to 12. I'm very curious how it's gonna be. I want to finish strong, so that's my intention for the next 4 weeks, and I'm happy you're joining me on this journey, and have a wonderful day.